which to me is essentially like a Hitler's Youth in Nazi Germany, if you ask me. And you're educated to love the party and to pledge your allegiance and support to its leaders or dictators. And it's even worse if you're an ethnic minority in China. If you're Tibetan or Uyghur, it's even worse. There are hundreds of thousands of Uyghur kids who are in those schools that functions essentially as brainwashing camps because their parents are jailed in some concentration camp in China. It's horrible, the situation there. And the Communist Party does not allow people to leave. If you're a member, you will never be able to leave, to abandon the CCP. They seek to control everyone's thoughts and ideals. Independent thought is seen as an abomination by the Chinese Communist Party. That's why they cannot tolerate peaceful Falun Dafa practitioners, as you see here, because they offer an alternative. China is, in fact, one of the least free countries in the world, although they have strong economic power and influence. Unfortunately, the CCP's brainwashing and cultic form of propaganda has influenced a generation of Chinese people. Even outside of China, it's common for many Chinese people to still read so-called news from the CCP because that's all they know. Ever since they're kids, ever since they're children, they were taught to believe in only one thing, the Communist Party. That's why the Chinese Communist Party has a huge influence on the Chinese community, even here in New Zealand. And China wants those who support the CCP or members of the CCP to infiltrate every level of Western society. They want them to be in companies, to be in governments, in order to normalize the Communist Party in today's world, although there is absolutely nothing normal about the human rights abuses and the atrocities that they're committing in China. Therefore, it is quintessential for many Chinese people to know the truth about the CCP and to renounce their pledges of allegiance toward the CCP ever since they were children. It is fair to say that if you grew up in China and if you're Chinese, at one stage they probably willingly or unwillingly pledged your support to the CCP because it's compulsory. You have no choice, you have no freedom in China at all. Today, we're here to celebrate the people who have chosen to renounce and to quit the Communist Party. Even in China today, actually, you can often pick up phone calls from overseas volunteers who will share with you the truth about the Chinese Communist Party and ask people to renounce the party. And on the streets here in New Zealand, you see Falun Gong practitioners who would ask you to sign a petition to end the Communist Party. This is a peaceful resistance to the Chinese Communist Party's lies. And Falun Gong practitioners are seeking to share the truth with you. If you're still wondering what the CCP is about and why is it important to us, feel free to talk to some of the volunteers. I'm sure they will be willing to share with you what they've experienced under the communist regime in China. And why is it important for people to understand what they are doing and the atrocities and the dire human rights situation there?